Hi, so my name is Julia, and this is my fifth participation video talking about a recent intercultural communication um, that I had and its effectiveness. So last Friday, I was in charge of a um, day camp for 12 children, and I was teaching them some nutrition and mainly cooking. Um, and I had 12 children, and two of them were Chinese. And the week before, they had gotten their visas and come over specifically for this camp. And then after this camp, they are going to work on enrolling in the school and be here for the foreseeable future to get an American education. Um, there was a 6-year-old Chinese boy and a 10-year-old Chinese girl. Um, I did not know that they were coming until about 4 days before I was supposed to give this camp, so I didn't. Um, so yeah, that's the situation. The discomfort that I felt was due to their inability to easily converse with me. They did have a translator. The 6-year-old little boy didn't have any English at all, and the little girl had very little that she chose to speak with me. She might have had more, but she was also shy. Um, so the discomfort, like I said, originated from our inability to easily converse. Um, and the insensitive statements and topics were more of, I just didn't really include them as much as I did the other children because it was harder to include them. And so I had like one-on-one conversations or tasks for many of the other children that I didn't do because it was just harder for me to tell them what to do because they didn't understand. And not only did they not understand the language, but they might not have understood what we were doing, even if I could explain it, because we were making pizza, and how do you tell a 6-year-old how to roll out dough? Because this camp was supposed to also just be for middle school age children, so that was another surprise. Um, and I think if I were to do it again, I would make sure to have a lot more picture explanations and things that maybe a video explanation, something that they could watch and see and feel much more included than I was able to give them with my just verbal explanations. We also had a written Mad Lib about what's your favorite foods and things of that nature that they weren't really able to easily participate in because they couldn't write in English or read in English for that matter. And as for what I don't know about or do know about the culture, I really don't know anything about Chinese culture. I don't know what would be appropriate to ask or to not ask, or even what's appropriate for a menu or inappropriate for a menu. Like, do they have sacred food items or sacred animals that you don't eat? And if going forward, if I were to do this again next year, I would definitely take the time to research these things. Even if I only learned about the Chinese children coming a few days beforehand, but I would make it a priority to learn and try to include something that was, include a food item that was important to them, and try to be sensitive to things that might not be a part of their culture. And mainly the safety and vulnerability comes into the fact that they're children and they want to be involved, and just doing everything that I can to make sure that they understand that they're a part of the group and that they are wanted to be there and they aren't an outsider just because they can't speak the same language yet. So like I said, going forward, I would do more of games or pictures or videos, or it was incredible to see the other children explaining hide and seek through gestures and how quickly they were able to catch on, and it was really incredible to watch. And so I can learn from them and how they were able to explain instructions through gestures and the universal yes and no, or at least I think it's universal. That might be not. But anyways, learn from the children, because the children were doing a really great job and I was really proud of them. So that's my experience.